Hi, my name is Chiazokam Echeta. I'm part of the Sweet Skills Software Engineering training that just rounded up. Okay. Have you ever been in a situation where you make plans at the beginning of the month? You make plans saying, I want to spend so amount on all my expenses for the month, and I want to keep so amount for my savings, so I'll have this at the end of the month. And then at the end of the month, you realize that nothing is left in your account. I worked on an app. It's an expense tracker. It helps you keep track of your expenses from the beginning of the month to the end of the month. And then it also helps the user, you in this case, helps you split your expenses into business and personal based on your categorization as you're inputting the data. To build this app, I made use of Python and Python for the back end, JavaScript for the front, and jQuery. I use the jQuery library in some parts, and then made use of, for my DB, I made use of MariaDB, and I employed unit testing to test the basic functionalities of the app, and then used Travis CI for continuous integration. Then for the front also, I made use of semantic UI. Okay, so here we have the home page, which is where the user puts in his expenses. This form was made with Flask's WTF. So the user puts in his input. For each of the inputs except the description, I did a validation with JavaScript to make sure that the user puts in the right input. So if at any point the user puts in the wrong input, the content of the field is deleted and a notification is given to the user to put in the right input. For the date, I made sure that the user puts in the date with dashes separating the year, the month, and the day. Now, on clicking, the validation is triggered when the field loses focus. That is JavaScript's focus out event. So let's start with the wrong input and see what it does. Now I click somewhere outside the box. The content is deleted and the wrong date input is triggered. Let's put in the correct date and see. Yeah, so that's the correct date. For the description, let's pick a description. Then the amount. For the amount, I also did a validation to make sure the user doesn't put in commas or full stops. For a wrong input, the same thing that is done to the date field is done here. The field content is deleted and the notification is triggered. So please put an integer without commas and full stops. So put in a correct digit. Then for the category, the business or the personal, this is where the app helps the user to separate his expenses into business and personal. So the user can put in business or personal in either lower or upper case. Each of them is accepted, each of the data input is accepted, but in the back, it's all converted to lowercase. I did that in the Flask. I did that in my Flask file. So I pick a category, personal, and then submit. Yeah, I get a notification of the amount that I just submitted. Okay. Apart from the home page, you have the business and the personal pages. The business page displays all the user's expenses that were business related, and the personal page displays all the user's expenses that were for his personal use. Now, in the business and in the personal page, you have the edit and the delete buttons where the user can either edit or delete an expense. Say for this bootcamp fees, I want to edit it to say that for this same amount, I forgot forgot the expense I used this amount for, so I want to correct it to what I really used the money for. I purchased a course online, and I update it. So we have our expense updated. Now, if for any instance I realize that the user realizes that the category was wrong and then changes the category to something else, the data, this expense would no longer be displayed on the business page. It will be taken to the personal page. Here we have here that the user purchased the course online. Now, to delete the expense, click the delete button, and then the expense is gone. Okay, I think that's basically that for it. Then I made use of the agile method to get the task done. On my README is a link to my Trello board, where it lists all the tasks that I carried out to get the task done. Then I wrote tests also and did the CI with Travis. Okay, to add to the work, I still have outstanding features which I need to add, yes, which are an expense count on the business and personal pages. So for the business page, I want to count and display to the user the number of business expenses he made in the month, or the number of personal expenses he made in the month. Then when he deletes, I think for a better user experience, there should be a confirmation message instead of just deleting completely. So I'm yet to add that to the app. Then to also add the user authentication. And then another thing I need to add also is to keep track of the user's expenses against his income. So at the beginning of the month, the user puts in how much he has in his account, and then for each expense he makes, it's deducted from his income, and at the end of the month, his balance is returned to him. Okay, that's all. Thanks for your interest in my app. Thank you for listening.